In the heart of Southeast Asia lies a nation scattered across more than 7,000 islands, a mosaic of lush jungles, crystal blue coastlines, and people as warm as the sun that shines on them. The Philippines, long known for its beauty and hospitality, is also something else. A geopolitical pressure point. Nestled against the restless waters of the South China Sea, these islands are more than postcard perfect. They are strategically vital, sitting at the intersection of commerce, conflict, and great power ambition. For decades, the Philippines has been caught in the undertow of larger forces, colonial powers, regional disputes, and superpower rivalries. It has weathered storms of history, survived invasions, and emerged with a proud but often under-resourced military. But that's changing. Quietly, steadily, and now unmistakably. The Armed Forces of the Philippines, AFP, has been undergoing a transformation. It's no longer the lightly equipped force of yesterday, leaning on allies for backup. It's becoming something sharper, faster, stronger. Gone are the days of relying solely on aging hand-me-downs from old military partners. In their place is a growing fleet of powerful new vehicles, land, sea, and air, that reflect a new doctrine. Protect the homeland, assert sovereignty, and be ready for anything. The South China Sea isn't just a body of water anymore. It's a proving ground for regional strength. And while the headlines often focus on China's island building or America's naval exercises, the Philippines has been making moves of its own, decisive ones. Today, we take a closer look at the machines that are making that shift possible. These aren't just tools of war, they're guardians of peace. They patrol distant shores, race across rugged terrain, and soar above contested skies. They tell a story, not just of military modernization, but of a nation finding its voice in a world that no longer guarantees safety through alliances alone. This is more than a hardware list. It's a portrait of evolving power. It's about pride. It's about protection. It's about sending a message, not just to neighbors, but to every corner of the map. The Philippines may be small in size, but its resolve and reach are growing by the day. Let's dive into the armored titans, agile jets, and warships that are shaping the future of Filipino defense, one machine at a time. The story begins with a machine that moves like thunder across the jungle, the GKN Simba Armored Personnel Carrier. Imported from the UK in the 1990s, the Simba has been the dependable workhorse for the Philippine Army. With its V-shaped hull designed to deflect landmines, this vehicle is both transport and shield. While it may not have the glamour of a tank, in the dense terrain of Mindanao, it's the difference between life and death. Then comes a beast that roars louder, the M113A2 Armored Personnel Carrier. Originally an American legend of the Vietnam War, these have been upgraded with remote-controlled weapons and thermal sights, giving them new life in Philippine service. They're fast, adaptable, and have served in everything from disaster response to counterinsurgency operations. The twist: these were donated, first by the US, then by South Korea. Proof that diplomacy often rides on armored tracks. And speaking of South Korea, let's talk about one of the AFP's most prized modern additions, the FA-50PH light fighter jet. Sleek, fast, and deadly. These jets are capable of both air-to-air combat and precision ground strikes. They're not just deterrents, they're declarations. The first time they flew over contested territory in the West Philippine Sea, it sent a very clear message. The Philippines is not flying blind anymore. Interestingly, the FA-50 is often nicknamed the Mini F-16 because of its American roots and design DNA. But warfare isn't just about what's in the sky, it's also about what rides the waves. Enter the BRP Jose Rizal, the Philippines' first ever guided missile frigate. Named after the country's national hero, it's a symbol of both heritage and high-tech ambition. Built in South Korea, equipped with anti-air, anti-surface, and anti-submarine weapons, this ship is a floating fortress. When it was commissioned in 2020, some naval analysts said it marked a turning point in Philippine maritime history. Here's a fun fact. The BRP Jose Rizal's radar system can detect targets over 100 kilometers away, even before they're visible to the naked eye. That's not just advanced. That's game-changing for a country surrounded by contested waters. Still at sea, we can't skip over the MPAC Mark III, multi-purpose attack craft. Think of it as a high-speed knife across the ocean, equipped with Israeli Spike-ER missiles. These vessels are lightning fast and can eliminate targets before they even know what hit them. These boats are the answer to the fast-moving threats in archipelagic waters. From pirates to infiltrators, agile, compact, and now lethal. Switching back to land, we meet an underdog with teeth, the Elbit Sabra light tank. Recently acquired from Israel, this hybrid vehicle combines the mobility of a wheeled vehicle with the firepower of a full-fledged tank. It's a response to the unique terrain of the Philippines, urban, mountainous, and jungle-dense. The Sabra allows for rapid deployment where traditional tanks would get bogged down. Let's pause for a fun fact. The Sabra's 105mm cannon is powerful enough to take out enemy bunkers, but light enough to be airlifted to remote conflict zones. It's not just a weapon, it's a surgical tool. Now, let's talk air support. Because in any battle, timing is everything. And that's where the S-70I Black Hawk helicopters come in. Based on the American Sikorsky design, these choppers were recently added to the Philippine Air Force in a bid to modernize troop transport and medevac capability. In floods, typhoons, or firefights, the Black Hawk flies in. When roads fail and seconds count. During the COVID-19 pandemic, they weren't dropping missiles. They were dropping medical supplies, true multi-role machines. But what about air defense? Here's where the game changes. The Philippines has recently been working with Israel to procure the Spider air defense system. It's not a vehicle in the traditional sense, but the launchers are mobile, truck-mounted, and designed to shoot down incoming aircraft, cruise missiles, or drones. In a region where aerial threats are becoming the norm, Spider is the country's Iron Dome, its digital shield in the sky. And finally, we circle back to something symbolic, the Atmos 2000 self-propelled howitzer. Developed in Israel and tailored for rapid deployment, this gun on wheels brings heavy firepower where it's needed most. With pinpoint accuracy over 40 kilometers away, it turns every battlefield into a chessboard, where the Philippines is no longer playing defense, but calling the shots. Now, here's something few know. The Atmos can fire up to 6 rounds per minute with a crew of just 4 soldiers. It's mobile, modular, and most importantly, modern. All these machines rolling across jungles, slicing through ocean waves, and soaring above contested skies aren't just steel and circuitry. They're symbols. Symbols of a nation that refuses to be sidelined in the great theater of geopolitics. For the Philippines, these aren't mere upgrades in defense. They're declarations of intent. A country once dependent on hand-me-downs and hesitant alliances is now writing its own playbook. The armed forces of the Philippines is undergoing a quiet revolution, one that values intelligence over intimidation, precision over power projection, and self-reliance over dependence. This is not about threatening the neighborhood, it's about safeguarding the home. Modernization here isn't just about budgets or bullet counts. It's about a deeper shift, one of mindset, of posture, of pride. It's a promise. Never again will the nation be unprepared. Never again will distant islands go undefended. Never again will the Philippines be forced to watch from the sidelines as bigger powers play chess in its own backyard. Because in the 21st century, deterrence doesn't wear a uniform. It's stealthy, it's silent, and it's smart. It means having drones that can see before an enemy blinks. It means having warships that can slip in and out of contested waters unnoticed. It means jets that don't just fly. They think, they communicate, they lead. And now, for the first time in decades, the Philippines can say with certainty, we have them. This new wave of military strength is not about flexing muscles for the world to admire. It's about creating a shield for the next generation. It's about being able to look every Filipino in the eye and say, your safety is in capable hands. So to those watching from afar, on satellite feeds, in foreign ministries, in war rooms filled with blinking maps and shifting borders, heed this message well. Watch the waters, watch the skies, watch the coastline. Because the Philippines isn't just watching anymore, it's ready. And this time, it's on its own terms.